Before ES6, we didn't have the concepts of set in JavaScript, but in ES6, we also have the set. So what is a set and what is used for? How can we declare a set? A set is a collection of unique values. So how can we declare a set? Here I declare a variable, call it set, and assign it to the set. So using this, we declared a set. And now if I came here and say console.log and pass the set here, we have the set with an empty object here. We also can pass an iterable object in the constructor of the set. So how can we pass it? Here, for example, I pass 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now if I save it, we have this set with these values. At the first I told you about that a set is a collection of unique values. What I mean by that, here if I came and pass some repeated values, for example 1, 2, 1, 2, and save it, in the sets we didn't have these 1 and 2 because a set is a collection of unique values, and if you have a repeated value in a set, they are going to be removed using the sets. So we have some methods and some methods, useful methods for a set that I want to explain for you here. I declare a variable, call it implementation, and assign it to the set, and we're gonna refer to the property, to the methods that a set use. The first method that I want to explain for you here is add. What add method it does in a set? Add method add a new element add a new value at the end of the set. So here, for example, I pass the 5. Now here, if I say console.log and pass the set here in the sets we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and at the end we have 5. So an add is bindable. What I mean by that, I can add multiple values to a set. So for example, here I pass the dot and refer to the add method, and here I can pass some value. For example, here I say n. Now if I save it, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we didn't have n, and if I click on, we have n here. So we also have the clear method. What a clear method does in a set? A clear method clear all the values from a set. Now if I save it in the console, we have the set with this empty object that had nothing, because the clear method clear everything from this set. We also have the delete, which is same to the clear, but it delete a specific value. So here if I came and say delete and pass a specific element here, for example here I pass 1. Now if I save it in the console, we have 2, 3, 4. We didn't have 1 because we deleted the 1 value from the set. We have also the size, which it get the size of the set. So here I can say size. And this is a property actually. Now if I save it, it's going to tell the size of the set, because it didn't count these values because they are repeated and they are removed using the sets. We also have the has method. What a has method does in set? Has method, as it clear from its name, it's check that if we have a specific value in the sets. So for example, here I pass 2 and check if it has, and if it has, it's going to return. Actually, we have to pass the implementation here. Implementation. Sorry, I feel too lazy to type it. And here we have the true. Because the 2 exist in the values of the set. But if I pass a value that didn't exist in a set, it's going to return me false. For example, here I pass 7. Now if I save it in the console, we have 7. We also can iterate over the values of a set, but we didn't cover it in this tutorial. I will cover it in the tutorial of the for each. But here we can use the implementation. Sorry if I typed the implementation right. I didn't check that. So In here, we can use a for each to iterate over the asset value and call a callback function to them. So for example, here I say set and point out to the arrow to the for each to loop through or iterate over the values of the set and call a callback function to them. So for example, here I can say value, and as you know, the the first uh, the first the first parameter of the first parameter of callback function of for each is the values which are came from an iterable object. So for example, here I say, and I declare an arrow function and say console.log and pass the values here. So now if I save it in the console, where we have the values which came from this set, and when we have access to this value, you can do whatever you want with. We can also and now if I, for example, here I pass 2, and this is going to concatenate or add 2 to each set value. So now if I save it in the console, we have 3, 4, 5, and 6, and as you see, it add 2 to the 1, add 2 to the 2, which is 4, and add 2 to 3, which is 5, and so on. So this was from the set tutorial, and I will cover a tutorial about the for of, and on that we're going to cover iterating over an object and a set and a map. So see you in the next tutorial.